act. Joining me now to discuss this string of horrific murders is Edward Ahmed Mitchell, the Deputy Executive Director of the Council on American Islamic Relations, also known as CAIR. Sir, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I want to note the circumstances around Mr. Hussein's death. He was killed the very same day that he attended the funeral of the two Muslim men who were killed right before him in the 2 weeks prior. The Islamic Center of New Mexico told CNN that he was worried for his safety. He was told to be careful. What do you believe it means for this small community of Muslims in Albuquerque? You heard our correspondent there saying it's just a few thousand, many of whom came here to live the American dream, and instead they've been killed.
Look, what's happening is a tragedy, a disgusting, horrific tragedy. We have seen 4 different Muslim men ambushed and murdered over the past year, 3 in the past week. This is unprecedented. You know, the Muslim community is no stranger to hate crimes and acts of hate, but we have never seen something like this. What appears to be a serial shooter, serial killer, targeting people who are all Muslim, all of Southeast Asian descent, all living or working or worshiping in the same area. It is unprecedented, and it's obviously terrified people in that community and impacted Muslims all across the country. It's a tragedy. It is also a crime, an evil, horrific crime. And whoever is doing it, we got to catch them as soon as possible before they take someone else's life in Albuquerque.
The authorities do acknowledge that there's a pattern, but without the suspect, they have not declared. They have not said that this is a serial murderer on the loose. They have not declared this to be a hate crime. But it sounds like you do believe and are convinced that this is Islamophobia that has led to multiple hate crimes.
Look, we don't know who's doing this. We don't know for sure what the motive is. All we know is who the victims are and what they had in common. All 4 Muslim, all of Southeast Asian descent, all living, working, or worshiping in that area. So, you know, we could be surprised by what is going on here. All we know for sure is there is clearly a pattern of Muslims in Albuquerque being targeted, and that is why the Muslim community needs to take steps to protect themselves and why law enforcement is concerned about the safety of the Muslim community there. You know, when we catch this person, then we can find out why they did it. But for now, everyone needs to be taking precautions, being vigilant, preparing for the worst, assuming the worst, but hoping that this will come to an end very soon. And it must come to an end very soon. We cannot have people walking out of their homes in fear that they'll be randomly shot or staying in their homes because they're afraid to walk outside. It's completely unacceptable in the United States.
Edward, what do you think the ripple effects are going to be beyond Albuquerque among the Muslim communities across this country?
Yeah. Well, look, I think the American Muslim community has to take our security seriously. We've obviously been doing that over the past 10, 20 years. We have to do that even more. At the same time, we cannot let ourselves be victimized, right? We want to be vigilant. We want to be safe, but we have the right to be in this country. This is our country. We have the right to practice Islam in this country, and we cannot let anyone scare us into not living our lives, not practicing our faith. So I think you're going to see vigilance. I think you're going to see increased caution, but I also think you're going to see resilience. We do not view ourselves as a weak, marginalized community that's desperate for public acceptance or government protection. We are a strong, independent, faith-based community. We fear God, and we have confidence in ourselves. And so I think we're just going to be safe and cautious, but also carry on with our lives all across this country.
All right. CAIR's Edward Ahmed Mitchell, thank you so much for your time this morning. We will, of course, be following this investigation closely. Thank you.
Thank you.